Xin chào from Vietnam. My name is Nguyen. I'm a lecturer of English at the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I have been with English for almost 20 years, with 10 years studying English in an English class for gifted students and another 10 years teaching English at the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam. Therefore, I have deeply experienced how English is taught and learned in Vietnam. As a lecturer, I always care for my students, how to help the weak one become more confident and how to help the good one be more creative in their studying. Despite the fact that a lot of changes has been applied in English language teaching in Vietnam, we focus on student-centeredness. Most of students are still passive and lecturers are still interested in instructing rather than in facilitating learning. What I wonder in the 21st century, the technology area, teaching English is not simply teaching the language itself, but improving students' capabilities in using their English as a tool to work later. Student-centered approach should be carefully considered. For me, I just care how to promote active and creative learning, how to encourage students to do more teamwork and establish an effective collaborative learning environment, how to make learning more flexible regardless of time, pace, and place. In such a traditional classroom, this can be done but not yet effectively. I got to know Samarkand with his Khan Academy, and the slogan is a free world-class education for anyone, anywhere, and Coursera with learning without limits. I admire what they are doing to innovate education. However, as an instructor, I always think that online learning is not a good solution to teach English. Traditional class should not be omitted from the program. My concern is how to combine them. I searched Google and the term blended learning, the combination between face-to-face classroom and online one appeared. I knew this was the answers to my question. However, blended learning is still a new term among Vietnamese lecturers, and it hasn't been widely applied in my country. Therefore, to feed my thirst, I started to read about it, took part in e-learning design class, talked to those in blended learning area, visited institutions that apply blended learning in Vietnam, Singapore, and South Korea, presented my blended learning research in several international teacher conferences, created a blended course for my students, and most recently, I have successfully hosted a seminar on blended learning to my students and colleagues at the Academy. What encouraged me the most is, in the seminar, a group of my students presented their survey on the DAV students' interest in blended learning. 77.91% of the respondents wish to apply blended learning in their English program.
I think that besides traditional classes at the school, we still need to learn more in our homes, and in order to make it more effective, I think that blended learning is a very effective way. I mean, like the teachers are not only communicating with the students in class, but also at their homes. Teachers can follow the students. They can know how students actually do their homeworks and how their level actually is.
Personally, I think the traditional way here teaching at DAV is pretty old and boring, and I would like to stay away from it. I want to study something more efficient, something faster. And when it comes to blended learning, I've been, experimenting with that so far, and I think it's very, very awesome. The way we interact with other people and the way we can search for more information, that is great, and that will improve our English skills dramatically. And that'll save our time, and we can learn a lot more stuff online.
As the Dean of the English Faculty, the Diplomatic Academy of Vietnam, Nguyen told me about her research on blended learning, I strongly support her ideas and strongly believe that she can successfully complete her research on this one. And upon completion of her project and research, I strongly believe that the new way of teaching and learning English in our faculty will be promoted, and blended learning will be used in our faculty. and will benefit our students.
With this nearly 78% of my student interest, I have more motivation to decide the topic for my PhD research. How can blended learning transform the English language teaching in Vietnam? I believe a carefully designed blended English course can promote students' capabilities, bring changes to curriculum design, teaching methodology and assessment, as well as create a learning community that connects not only Vietnamese students, but also students from any other countries. This will make education greater, won't it? With this story to share, I hope to find out supervisors and a scholarship overseas where I can have more opportunity to do research on blended learning. Thank you very much.